Hello everyone, this is the continuation of what we discussed last Friday, which is the type of chemical reaction, and for this video, we will now discuss the balancing equation. But before we start, the idea or the process on balancing equation, let's have this um, phrase. In some cases, the chemical equation is not always written in the state of balance. So, yung mga nabibigay ko po sa inyo example on the board, yung mga example natin na pagpalagay natin, kapag sinusulat ko po sa board yung hydrogen plus yung oxygen will yield to water. So, this type of equation is actually not balanced. Okay po? So, ang goal kasi natin in balancing equation is to have our reactant, okay, or yung na-discuss ko po sa inyong mga raw materials, ay mag-equal dito sa ating product. So, this is why we are needed to discuss or kailangan natin ma-discuss yung balancing equation para ma-suffice natin yung idea of balance. So, it means that the number of each element in both sides of the equation is not the same. So, kung mapapansin niyo po dito, ang number po ng ating hydrogen based on his subscript ay 2, samantalang dito po sa oxygen ay 2 din. Pero pagdating natin sa product, si hydrogen nyo ay 2 at si oxygen nyo po ay 1 lang. So, dito pa lang po sa number po ng oxygen natin, makikita na natin yung state kung saan yung ating pong equation ay hindi balance. So, kaya po natin yon tinuturo ang balancing equation ay para ma-equalize or gagawa tayo ng paraan ma-equalize yung ganito pong mga equation. So, bakit ba natin kailangan ma-balance? Kasi sinusunod po natin yung idea ng law of conservation of mass. So, ano ba sinasabi ng law of conservation of mass? Sabi dito, in a chemical reaction, matter is neither, okay, created nor destroyed. O sinasabi dito na yung mga matter, whether it is solid, liquid, gas, ay hindi natin sila basta-basta nagagawa at hindi rin natin sila basta-basta nasisira. Sila po ay pre-existing. Ang nangyayari lang po dito sa atin sa Earth ay tinatransform natin ito into different phases, into different kinds of product. Yun po yun. So, dahil dito, na wala naman tayo nasisira at wala tayong nakikreate, so dapat, sabi dito, yung ating pong mga atoms into a reaction must have the same number coming out of that reaction. Kailangan, si in, yung mga bagay po natin na pinapasok sa ating equation ay mag-equal dun sa ating mga output. Okay, so si input is equal to its output. So, yun po yung idea natin ng law of conservation of mass. So, kailangan dito, based on our law of conservation of mass, our equation or our reaction must be in a form of balance. Okay po, so yun po yung idea ng ating law of conservation of mass. So, dito po sa ating mga example na ating chemical equation, kung makikita po ninyo, meron silang mga, sabi ko nga po sa inyo, may mga letters which is the element. Meron tayong mga maliliit na number na tinatawag nating subscript. So before we proceed to the balancing equation itself, punta muna tayo doon sa mga tinatawag nating chemical notation. So sabi natin dito, ang chemical notation is the way of writing chemical formula at ito yung normally ginagamit ng mga chemist para makita natin yung portion, okay, yung proportionate number ng bawat element sa isang reaction. So ano mang ginagamit nila, gumagamit sila ng element symbol. Kita niyo po dito. So gumagamit sila ng coefficient. Ito po ay nababanggit lagi sa math, subscript, and parenthesis. So ito yung mga i-discuss natin. And ano-ano ba itong mga tinatawag nating mga element? So I have here an example. We have magnesium oxide. So dito po, makikita po natin na meron tayong number, meron tayong element, parenthesis, and also the subscript. So alin ba dito yung tinatawag nating coefficient? So this 3 is what we call coefficient. Siya po ay normally or laging nakasulat sa harapan po ng ating um, element. Okay po? So, ito yung normally din na laging malaki. Okay po? Next, we have our element symbol. So, sa element symbol natin, ito po yung makikita natin sa ating periodic table. It represent the different element present. Okay po, so we have here in our example, we have magnesium, oxygen, and hydrogen. Next, we have the subscript. So, si subscript po ay makikita natin at the lower okay po, level po ng ating equation or ng ating element. Next naman po is we have parenthesis. Okay po. So, parenthesis po natin, it used to parang separate, okay, yung mga element po sa ating equation. So, para saan po ba itong mga bagay na ito? So, next po natin, now discuss the difference between subscript and coefficient. So, dito po yung subscript natin. Ito po yung normally na nakikita natin dito sa gitna. Ito pong 2, okay po, after ng hydrogen. So, para sa ito ang subscript, sabi dito, it shows how many atoms. Okay po, tandaan po natin ha. Ang tinutukoy po natin dito is number po ng atom. Okay, atom po of an element or in a molecule. So, for have an example here, yung ating pong water, H2O. So, dahil po tayo ay may subscript na 2, meaning po na meron tayong dalawang atom ng hydrogen. Kaya po siya H2, meaning we have two atoms of hydrogen. So, paano naman po kapag walang nakalagay, kung element symbol lang? Automatically po yang merong one atom. Okay po, so yun po yung ating subscript per element. So kapag naman po coefficient, sabi dito, it shows how many molecules, okay po, are there in a particular chemical. So for example, we have here yung ating number 3. This is our coefficient. 3H2O or 3 molecules of water. Meaning po, kung gagamitin po natin itong coefficient, so paano natin siya itatranslate? Alam natin na meron tayong tatlong molecule ng water. Pero para saan po yun? So, ang nangyayari po ito, we can actually get the total atom by just simply multiplying it dun sa ating mga subscript. So, for example, we have here 3H2O. So, ilan ang ating atom ng hydrogen? So, we just need to 3 multiplied by 2, we have 6. Samantalang sa oxygen po, we have 3 multiplied by 1 ay 3. So, yan po yung purpose ng coefficient and subscript. Again, subscript pertains to the atom, while coefficient pertains to the number of molecule per chemical compound. Okay po. Next, okay, let's now discuss parentheses. So, parentheses is used, okay po, to form subgroup. Okay po, sabi ko nga po kanina, ginagamit po natin ang parentheses para magkameron tayo ng partition, mapahiwalay or maihiwalay natin yung ibang mga elements sa ating chemical equation. Pero sabi dito, it is useless kapag wala po siyang subscript na kasama. Okay po, kung babalikan po natin yung ating example kanina, which is yung 3MgOH2, so, makita niyo po na present ang ating subscript. Meaning, nagkakameron lamang ng purpose ang ating parenthesis kung siya ay may subscript. So, paano ba natin to ginagamit? So, ang ginagawa po natin sa ating subscript at yung ating parenthesis, dahil po in math, kung babalikan po natin, parenthesis is also means multiplication. So, we multiply the subscript of the parentheses to the subscript inside the element. So sabi ko nga po, kapag wala nakalagay, automatic ay 1. So meaning 2 multiplied by 2, so we have 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, then 2 multiplied by 1 is also 2. So meaning the total number of atom of oxygen in this formula or this equation is 2, while hydrogen is also 2. So let's now use all the idea that we've discussed from the coefficient, subscript, parenthesis, and also our element. So let's get the total atom of each element. So here we have magnesium, we also have oxygen, and we also have hydrogen. So paano natin makukuha yung total atom using this? So first, we need to multiply the subscript. Lagi kayo magsisimula sa subscript. So, we already done that. So, na-multiply na natin. Again po, hindi po porket may parenthesis ito, basta may subscript dito, lahat po ay gagawin. Doon lamang po siya included or gagamitin mo lang yung parenthesis, ay yung subscript, doon sa parenthesis. Okay? Nakasama. Kasi po, ito po ay isang element. We will just consider as one element. So, yung subscript po nito ay para lamang dito. Pero paano naman si 3? So, dito po si 3, ang gagawin po natin, we need to multiply it from magnesium, then sa oxygen, and okay, hydrogen. So, let's have our magnesium. 3 multiplied by 1, we have 3. Okay po? Next, we have 3 multiplied by 2. Bakit po? Kasi nga po, na-multiply na po natin si 2 doon sa kanilang succeeding subscript. So, we have 2 multiplied by 2, we have 4. And same goes to ating hydrogen. So, meaning po, by using all the ideas, the total number of atoms in our equation, or sa ating po chemical notation, is we have 3 atoms of magnesium, 4 atoms of oxygen, and 4 atoms of hydrogen. Okay po? So, yun po yung purpose po ng mga numbers and symbols sa ating chemical notation. So, bakit natin kailangan malaman yung number of atoms? So, in chemical balancing po kasi, knowing the number of atoms is very crucial. So, bakit? Kasi po, in balancing equation, and by using what we call inspection method, we need to know, okay, the number of atoms. So, let's start with the first step in balancing equation. Take note po ito. So, the first step is you need to write down the unbalanced equation. And for this example, our unbalanced equation is iron reacts with sodium bromide, yield to iron bromide, and reacts with sodium. Okay po. So, paano natin malalaman na sila ay unbalanced? Okay po. So, punta tayo ngayon kay number 2. Determine how many atoms. Ayan po ha. Kaya po natin kailangan malaman yung number of atoms and to know what are the coefficient and subscript para malaman po natin yung total number of atom per element. Okay po. So, we have here ating pong iron, which is present as Fe. We have 1, kasi base naman po dito, we have sodium is 1 and also bromine is 1. While in our product, so again, this is our reactant. Next, we have iron, bromide, and sodium. We have 1 bromine, iron, 1 sodium, and also 3 na bromine. So, dito po, kaya bakit siya na unbalanced? Kasi sabi nga po natin, based on the law of conservation of mass, our reactant must be equal to our product. E kung mapapansin po natin, oo, equal si iron, equal si sodium. Pero si bromine ay hindi po equal, hindi po sila balance. Si bromine mo kay reactant, iisa, at dito naman kay bromine ay 3. So, paano natin ginagawa or ginagamit ang balancing equation sa pagsasagot ng ganitong klaseng mga tanong? Okay po, so let's write the formula para po makita natin kung paano yung nangyari or kung paano natin talaga binabalance. So let's start with writing iron reacts with sodium chloride yields to iron and sodium. Okay po. So, kanina sa slide una po natin slide, sabi nga natin we need to determine. So, tuturo ko po sa inyo kung ano yung or kung paano talaga ako personally nagbabalance. So, ang ginagawa ko po, imbis na ganito ko po isulat, yung parang in 2 lines, ang ginagawa ko po per column. So, kung ito, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4 na, di ba, na parang division. So, nilagay ko po, so si iron dito, ilan siya? Isa lang naman. Si sodium at si bromine po, binubukod ko. And also, I'm gonna write the number po ng atom nila, which is 1. Then, here, we have iron, which is 1. Si bromine po is yung 3 and the sodium is 1. Okay po. So, ano ba dapat ang gagawin talaga natin in balancing? So, here in balancing equation, we need to use our logic and also yung ating common sense. Okay po. Kailangan natin magamit yan sa pag-isip kasi dahil tayo po, okay po, ang mag-iisip ng number na pwede nating gamitin para mabalance ang ating equation. So, in here, ang ano bang problema natin? Ang problema natin ay si bromine ay hindi balance. Okay po? Again, based on our law of conservation of mass, our reactant, okay po, must be equal to our product. So, dahil nga hindi sila equal, ibig sabihin, doon tayo nagkakameron ng unbalanced equation. So, anong gagawin natin? Sabi ko nga po, mag-iisip tayo ng number. So, based dito, ang ating bromine ay 1 at 3. So, sa ating pong balancing equation, ang ginagamit natin na equation or operation ay multiplication. Okay po? So, ito lang ang ginagamit natin na operation para mag-balance. So, dito, bromine, 3 here, this is 1. So, ano pwede natin i-multiply para makakuha tayo ng balance, which is yung 3. So, again, using the common sense, automatically, we need to multiply it by 3, yung bromine natin dito sa ating reactant. Pero, tandaan po ninyo, sila po ay magkasama. Si sodium at si bromine ay magkasama. So, kung binago ko si bromine dito, automatically, si sodium ay i-multiply ko din sa 3 kasi magkasama sila. So, we have 3, 3. So, nabalance natin si bromine, kaso ang problema, si sodium naman ang hindi balance. So, balik tayo naman dito sa isa pang sodium na pwede nating magalaw, which is yung ating 1 na sodium. So, saan natin siya i-multiply? Automatically, mamumultiply natin ito sa 3. So, magkakameron tayo ng 3. So, let's check. Iron is 1. They were balanced. Sodium is also 3 na. And bromine is 3. So, ganun po yung ating balance. Kailangan mag-equal yung bawat element. So, paano natin siya sinusulat? We're actually writing the number na inisip natin as a coefficient. Okay po, doon sa ating equation. So dito, dahil wala tayong binago, automatically yan po ay 1. So dahil ito po ay minultiply natin sa 3, ang magiging coefficient po nito ay 3. Next, may binago ba tayo dito? Wala. So this will retain 1. And dito, dahil nag-multiply tayo sa 3, automatically po, 3 ang kanyang magiging sagot. So kung makikita nyo po dito sa sagot natin, we have Fe. So dapat yan ay may 1. Then 3, kasi nga po, minultiply natin sa 3, which is this. We have here, wala naman tayo na bago. And also, sodium natin ay dito. Okay po, so ganun po tayo magbabalance. So let's have another example. So we have here, so syempre, pinakamadali, water. Tapos, let's try the water. So, isusulat ko po muna. We have hydrogen. Ilan ang hydrogen natin? Dalawa. Then, we have oxygen, also 2. Then, we have water, which have hydrogen and oxygen. Dito po ang hydrogen natin ay dalawa because of the subscript. And dahil walang subscript si O, ito po ay automatically 1. So, by checking each element, we have 2 hydrogen, but we have 2 oxygen here in our reactant, but we only have 1 here in our product. So, ano pwede nating gawin? So, dahil iisa ito at gusto natin mabalance yon, so we need to multiply it by 2. Okay po? So, dahil magkasama sila, damay si hydrogen. So, 2, 2. So, we have 2 here and this is 4. So, na-balance natin si oxygen. Okay po? Then, ang problema naman natin ay si hydrogen. So, we have 4. So, we also have 2 here. So, saan ba natin pwede i-multiply si 2 para magka-4? That is by 2. So, meron po tayo itong 4. So, minultiply natin si hydrogen dito na una sa 2 at dito po ay sa 2. So, writing it in a correct way, so we have 2 hydrogen reacts with 1 oxygen will yield two molecules of H2O. So, yan po yung ating balance equation. So, do you have any question po doon? Okay po. So, next natin, we're just gonna erase it. So, try po natin ito. So, we have a combustion type of reaction. We have methane, reacts with oxygen, will yield to hydrogen, and will yield to carbon dioxide and water. So, let's write po yung ating way. So, we need to write each atom per compound. So, we have here carbon and hydrogen. So, ilan po si carbon? 1. Si hydrogen po ay 4. Si oxygen, we have 2. Here, we have carbon and oxygen. Carbon has 1 atom, while oxygen has 2. Here, we have hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen has 2, and oxygen has 1. So, let's check the number of atoms. Carbon, okay, they were balanced. They have 1. Hydrogen natin 4. There naman ay 4. Ay 2. So, hindi sila balance. So, that's another problem. So, here, we have 1 oxygen here and we have 2 oxygen here. So, paano natin to ginagawa? So, again, we have a major division of reactant and product. Okay po? Kapag po ganito yung sitwasyon, di ba, may parang division sila dyan. You just need to add, okay po, the number of this oxygen. So automatically in this area, we have 3 atoms of oxygen. Samantalang dito ay 2. So that is not balanced. So ang problema natin po dito sa equation natin, we have unbalanced hydrogen and oxygen. So simulan po natin by using or computing for the hydrogen. So we have 4 and also have 2. So ano pwede natin gawin para magkameron tayo ng 4? We need to multiply it by 2. Dahil po magkasama sila, multiply it also by 2. So we have 4 and 2. So we still have a solution for the hydrogen. Okay po. Pero, ngayon, meron na tayong 2 plus 2. So naging, ang sa ating pong number ng oxygen atom dito sa ating product ay 4 na. So we have 4 and we have 2 in the reactant. So paano ba tayo magkakameron ng 4 if we have 2 here? So we need to multiply 2 to have, so we can get 4. Do we have a balanced equation? Let's check. We have 1 carbon, we have 4 hydrogen, and we have 2 plus 2, 4, and we also have 4 here. So we have a balanced equation of 1 methane reacts with 2 oxygen, reacts with 1 carbon dioxide, reacts with 2 molecules of water. So, yun po yung ating balance equation. Okay po? So, you can actually do this to the other equation para po ma-practice nyo din. Okay po? So, this will be the last part of our balancing equation. You just replay this video para po kung meron po kayong hindi naintindihan, ay ma-review po ninyo yung mga parts na naituro. Okay po. So sabi po dito, where does chemical reaction and balancing normally takes place in our life? So, konting valuing lang po ito. So, ginagamit natin po ang balancing equation sa ating life. Una, in a more practical way, actually ginagamit natin sa pagluluto. 'Di ba, meron tayong instances na parang sobrang alat, sobrang tabang, kasi nga po hindi nagba-balance yung gusto nating mga chemicals sa loob ng pagluluto. Napaka-crucial po ng balancing equation sa ating pharmacy, sa pharmaceutical business. Okay po, kasi crucial po ang measurement doon. So, yun lamang po ang ating discussion regarding balancing equation. I will be sending some activities po tomorrow, Monday, para po makakuha po tayo ng activity regarding po dito. Thank you very much.